Hello there, kitties. I'm Keri, the vacuum tube witch. Where's the tube? Oh, here it is. Yeah. VFD. Anyway, I'd like to talk about the project roadmap that I've got pretty much planned, maybe not in the tiniest detail, but I've got a lot of upcoming projects and also projects already in development going on in my lab, and there's just an overwhelming lot of them, and also add to it my daily stuff like repairs and other jobs that I do to make a living. So let's group those projects into three groups. Like one of them would be mini projects, like a mini project would be something that I might cover in just a single video, not a series of videos, because that would be a larger one. Like one of those mini projects would be the restoration of this thing of beauty, UM3A analog multimeter that probably has a resistor or a few of them blown, and it's not working. I got this multimeter from my uncle back in 2000s and have used it back in the early days of Keritech Electronics, the first lab I had, before I actually got myself a V640 multimeter. Another mini project would be the Radioactivity Lamp that and I was looking for this for half an hour and couldn't find it. Anyway, the radioactivity lamp would be something that I'm gonna put together from some scrap metal, and because I found a halogen lamp trashed and took it apart and got two nice pieces out of it. And I'd like to connect it with a filament spool from my friend Alana. This spool had a few sections here filled, and I cut them out. And if I just put a green LED into every second section and the middle, and if I make them fade in and fade out, then it might make a nice radioactivity warning sign in the classic pop culture radioactive green like you see in Fallout. Fallout is a completely different story, because that's what got me into vacuum tubes at all. Anyway, that's gonna be a mini project, because I'm not gonna spend too much time doing it. Only thing is that I'm just planning to use ATtiny13 to control the NeoPixel LEDs, and I couldn't do it the traditional way, like using the Adafruit library, but I found some C code that I could modify and use for it, and I will give it a try. And The third one of those mini projects would be look at that! Thing of beauty, joy forever! An antique voltmeter that has two ranges, 15 and 30 volts DC. It's beautiful on the back side, and like you see here, it is supposed to have two resistors for each of them ranges, but when I tested it, those resistors were missing, and I'll be taking the meter apart and going through the insides while calculating and adding the resistors. So that would be kinda restoration project on the meter. And now moving on to the larger projects going on in my lab. First one would be the ADHD project, Advanced Dial Home Device. It's pretty much done when it comes to the hardware, the electronics, but I need to write the software for it. What is it gonna do? It's gonna be a multi-display controlled by the rotary dial, and it will read some data from the topics on the MQTT server, or maybe not server but broker. I'm gonna implement MQTT in my lab as a data interchange protocol among the home automation system devices. And well, I think that some of the cooler functionality of this device would be calling a number, like if you call 514, that would translate to MCL, Mr. Carlson's lab, then you could hear the intro, like hello everyone, and welcome to Mr. Carlson's lab. Let's get started in the speaker. Like there would be a few of them files that would be played through the speaker, just for the sheer fun of it. Maybe I should give it also a line output, not just outputting the signal to the speaker. Yeah, the little cool features, and of course it will display the values of the data, like the time or the temperature or whatnot, on a 4-digit Nixie tube display, and the display part is already coded and working, but I need to code the main microcontroller in this one. Another one of those big projects that I've been procrastinating for months and months and months and months and months will be restoring to 1950s radios. Hello Kitty, this is Coco, the bench cat at Keritech Electronics. That would be restoring two antique radios from early 1950s named Mazur, and I'm doing it for my returning customer from Łódź, for whom I did a lot of audio gear repair and made a few amps as well. And next project it would be making a single-ended EL84 amp for the same customer. Another one would be finishing and shipping a push-pull EL34 amp, a stereo one for another customer, this time a local one here in Gdańsk. Next project it would be repairing and testing and calibrating my Philips N4420 reel-to-reel machine, so that I can finally listen to and record real tapes. So this machine has been sitting there and collecting dust for well over 10 years. That's quite a lot, and when I last turned it out it was not working. Looks like a belt has broken or something like this. And it will definitely need some love. I'll also go through a few finished projects of mine that I've built some time ago, like last year. I'll be featuring the VS-1 vectorscope with a little demonstration of some oscillophone or other oscilloscope music, because that's one of the things that I've built it for, and another one of the things would be a curve tracer or signature tracer built pretty much according to Mr. Carson's projects, and it's been pretty useful in my lab from time to time. I'll also be making a capacitor leakage and leakage tester and reforming device. This one will be inspired by the Heathkit IT11 or IT28. Some other projects would be a power box that has a dim bulb tester and voltage and current measurement and a variac. I just need to get the variac back from my previous lab, because it's still in wood in the place in my old lab in the Book Art Museum. I'll also be making the MTZVFD clock, Multi-Timezone vacuum fluorescent display clock, that I've got a Soviet VFD tube that I'd like to use for making a clock that synchronizes its time over the network time protocol and can be switched to display time in various time zones, so that I'm building it with a few YouTubers in mind, whose streams I love watching, like Dave Jones, like EV Blog, like Fran, like Big Clive, and so that I could check their local time, just in case I want to go and visit their stream and have an idea of what time of day they have in their places. And the last project that I'm thinking of now is it's also a vacuum tube device. I name it the Kerimin, the Keritech Electronics experimental theremin. That it's gonna be theoretically simple, but it might be damn tough to tune and to use. But I'll definitely want to build a theremin of my own. And I also complete the reverse engineering of the Maya 1010 input and output connector. Now I've got the pins pretty much figured out, but I'd like to do some more research on the input and output circuitry on this card, the topology of the analog stages and so on. I'm having pretty much setbacks with making movies of this project because last time I wanted to make a video of reverse engineering and figuring out this card, but turned out that the video was botched and not very motivating. I did the intro for the project, but I don't know if I will make any videos showing my progress on it. I can only tell you about the stage, all the work that I have done on the card and the current knowledge. So yeah, and also of course I've got the studio development project that I'm doing on a budget tighter than Ethel Granger's laces, like I said, and I need now I'm going on very limited resources. I have a very hard time making ends meet, and yet I want to make those videos. I'm using a cell phone as a camera. No mic. All electric stuff, but no mic. And I'd like to get myself even a cheap and second-hand condenser mic that I would probably use with the Maya 1010 when it goes to the stream engine. That is my PC. And I would also like to have a camera over my bench, a USB camera that will be used for picking up the work I'm doing on my bench, while simultaneously I'm having a small 720p camera, an old webcam that would show my face. Not sure if that's gonna work, but both of them, I think that both of them would be used for streaming the image over the USB cable to the stream engine, and I would use open broadcasting software to mix that up and record it and stream it, and that would also let me make pretty decent live streams, and I would also be able to stream some gaming action if I ever find time to fire up something interesting. I would like to stream a few of my favorites, like Half-Life, like Portal, like Command & Conquer, Red Alert 2, and some other nerdy stuff that I often reference, like Fallout, of course. I will also make a video about my personal story related to Fallout, the early titles, early games of the Fallout franchise, because they were very influential on me. Also showing you some old amplifiers and devices that were inspired by Fallout. So yeah, I think that's the plan for the upcoming years at Keritech, at my channel, and we'll all see how it turns out, and whether I'm gonna have the strength to continue it, because I'm having some mental health issues, like with burnout and being constantly tired and depressed and blah blah blah. Nah, but still trying to fight. So okay, that would be it for the projects, and thank you to all of the people who subscribed, who joined me on Patreon, and thank you all. By the way, it's also worth mentioning that on Monday or Tuesday I finally got the channel name, the channel URL cleared, and also started my Patreon page, and one of my friends has already joined me. Thank you, Aaron. That's much appreciated. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.